Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Movie Battles with your co-hosts, Uncle Wayno, Jeffy, and Buddy, along with amazing guests every week.
I want to have Ethan Hawke's babies.
The duck's never in my favour.
And then my seat moved by itself, and I fucking shit myself.
I hope you're still pretty unhinged for this show.
7 VHS for $7 for 7 days.
I'm always coming from behind. Oh, come on.
Welcome back, everyone, to the first episode of Movie Battles for 2025. Little bit of a changed up format from now on. We're not doing live anymore. We will be pre-recording everything. It just makes it easier to organise with guests. We can also record a few in one day. Things like that just makes things a lot easier. So everything will be pre-recorded from now on. There won't be any more live. Sorry to the 3 people that tuned in every week. But hopefully you can enjoy it anyway. Super stoked for this first episode to have Adam with us from Curbside Collections. How you going, Adam?
Yeah, good. Thanks for the plug. And yeah, happy to be here. I'll just talk about movies to anyone, anytime.
Yep. Spielberg, we're doing today. You have your own podcast?
I do. It's called Curbside Collections. Basically, well, long story short, it's a podcast about physical media. I have a monthly show where I interview people about their collections and how they go about it. And then we also have a co-host with Blue Relic Hunter, where we talk about our own collections, what we've had arrive, what we've had, what we've got on order, and basically what the boutique labels have coming out in the next few months. Effectively, yeah, it's a good show. It's good fun.
Yeah, I've listened to a few episodes, and it's really good, especially if you're a physical media collector, for sure. So definitely check it out. I guess it's just available where all podcasts are available.
Yeah, available wherever you get your podcasts, absolutely.
Yep, sweet. All right, we're going to get stuck into Steven Spielberg movies today. Adam suggested this one. For some reason, no one's ever suggested Spielberg movies. Crazy.
It is crazy.
When you suggested it, I was like, wow, yeah, we should totally do that. I feel like Spielberg's... we take him for granted a little bit these days.
Yeah, we do. Sorry, was that a question, or were you just saying?
Well,
sorry, I just feel like I had to jump in there.
Yeah, go for it. It's an open question to anyone. Like, yeah, I do. I feel like he's we take him for granted a bit just because he's so good. Like, I look back at his catalogue and he just doesn't miss.
Yeah. Like, the best example of how, for me, and I've had this conversation before, is Steven Spielberg's good when he shits out a movie like The Post. and it's like a mid-tier Spielberg, but it's still it's a movie about journalists, and it's still a spectacular movie. It's a fantastic watch. And then you look at the rest of his catalogue, like, I don't know, yeah, he's one of the greatest of all time. He's actually my second favourite director of all time. I'd have to put him in that spot, I think. Yeah.
Who's your favourite?
Hitchcock, definitely Hitchcock.
Yeah, you did mention that. Excuse me. All right, we'll get stuck into the duck race.
Let's do it.
As usual, I thought I was prepared.
You set it up.
But I'm not. Can you guys see that? Yes. All right, we've got 5 ducks each. This will determine the order we go in. If you're new here, we basically do a sports fantasy style draft. And this decides the order we go in. Whoever gets the 3rd pick will also get the 4th pick because we go backwards in a snake style. So we'll get this going and see what order we go in.
This is like any horses I bet on. I'm absolutely not going to win.
Well, if you're at the back, you usually end up winning this race. So
yeah,
okay.
If you're in the front, you fucked.
But we've got a lot of chances.
There we go. We've got the one with the wig coming through.
Oh,
number 1, I think it's me, Adam, then me, and then Buddy. We'll just have a quick look at this. Yes, it is.
Adam, Wayno, me. Okay.
All right.
You're first, Adam, with the first pick.
Well, pre-show, we were talking about, I have to pick, I think, what is his greatest film, Schindler's List. It's Spielberg's magnum opus. Like, he's not going to He's not going to make a film better than that because it's such a passion project and it's such a personal journey for him to make that. And it's an insanely incredible film, considering the fact that he made that as he was wrapping up post-production on Jurassic Park is even more mind-boggling at the feat he achieved there. So, Schindler's List deserves all the credit it gets. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it just before the show. I had never seen it up until a few days ago. It was probably my biggest blind spot in movies. And I watched it, and it just totally lived up to the hype. I was a bit worried about because it's been on such a high pedestal for all these years as being such an amazing movie. And I was sort of like, oh, well, I wasn't sure if it was going to live up to it. Totally did. Fucking brutal movie, like, just brutal. Like, I'm not into history at all. I really don't know a lot about the Holocaust and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, a lot of it was really shocking for me. Like, it was full on. And Buddy hasn't seen it.
No, it's one of my biggest blind spots. So sorry.
I've pretty much learned everything I know about the Holocaust from movies, to be honest. And between Schindler's List and Life is Beautiful, both brutal films that just heartbreaking. Great to watch, but then at the very end, they just destroy you. Absolutely.
All right, I'm next. And normally I'm going to play the game here a bit. So normally I would pick Saving Private Ryan, but I know Buddy hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get another pick anyway. So I am going to take Jaws. Yeah, I mean, I've picked Jaws so many times on this show, it's not funny. I absolutely love the movie. I really didn't see it until probably I was in close to my 20s. Like, I didn't watch it when I was super young or anything, but I've watched it a ton of times since. Like, I've mentioned it before, just the scene where they're drinking and singing and shit. It's just so amazing. And it's still to this day scares the shit out of people from going in the ocean. So, I'll take that as my number one.
Good pick. To the three people watching, before you ask why I'm even on this show if I haven't seen Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan, Spielberg is actually my most watched director on my Letterboxd stats, so he's my most watched director out of everyone. They're just like the two I haven't went and watched.
And to give you a bit of a let off, you have been waiting to see. You've been waiting because you wanted to see Saving Private Ryan at the cinema.
Yeah, and then I missed my screening. Then I've been waiting for screenings of both of them for an excuse to watch them. And there was the Saving Private Ryan one like a couple months ago, and I missed it.
You missed it because you were sick.
Yeah, I was fucked. Yeah. Anyway, my pick. I'm gonna have to go Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
the one and only. Yeah, it's a classic for a reason. I rewatched it at cinema recently. And it's still like the anticipation and like you still get, even though you've seen it so many times, I still felt the tension. Like I've seen it so many times and it works just on a rewatch. It's amazing and it's one of my top 5-star movies of all time, and it's my childhood as well because I grew up in the 90s. Who doesn't love dinosaurs?
Yeah.
My hot take for Jurassic Park is it's the best horror movie ever made. No one kind of seems to understand that it's actually a horror movie, a proper horror movie. And it's, because it's hidden behind all the nice adventure stuff. And
exactly.
It is. It's full on. Like, it's marketed towards kids, really. Like,
it's a family movie, really.
Yeah.
It's a family horror movie. It's insane. Like those raptors in the kitchen near the end, and the dude gets chewed in half, sitting on the toilet. Like that's horror. Like that's
it's the best part.
Upside down in the Rambler when it goes over the. It's insane. Yeah,
I want to watch it.
All right, do it.
Number 2 for me.
We go backwards.
Sorry, it's
sorry. Yes, my bad. My bad.
All right, my number 2 pick. I'm gonna go with Catch Me If You Can. Leo's one of my favorite actors, and it's just such a good cat and mouse kind of movie. And it's just great watch. Spielberg, did it at the top of his game. Even though that all the Frank Abagnale shit has been like disproven, it's a load of shit. But
It's still a great movie.
Still such a great movie. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
I mean, they take liberties with all true stories. He just made his up, so
Yeah.
not really that much different to half the true stories that are out there anyway. Really,
Yeah.
It shouldn't come as a surprise to us because he was like
No.
he parted himself off as a professional bullshitter, and then to find out he's bullshitting people like surprise. But yeah, it's
You what?
I love that
but
movie.
yeah, it's a great movie.
Christopher Walken is amazing in that movie as well. As his dad.
He is.
Yeah. All right.
And first time we get to see Amy Adams too, right?
Yeah. Is it? Wow.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that a bunch of times. I mean, I already said what I'm going to pick for my second pick. It's Saving Private Ryan. So yeah, I definitely would have picked it number one if I didn't have that luxury of being able to leave it. It's just, is it the best war movie of all time? Possibly, probably, maybe. There's a lot of good ones.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so good. And that opening, yes, that huge opening sequence is just iconic. So, yeah, definitely picking Saving.
I should have just picked it anyway, just to screw your list.
Yeah.
Pick it blind.
That would have
been a valid choice still.
Yeah. All right, back to you now. You've got two in a row now, Adam.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. Well, I'll pick E.T. then. E.T. was the very first movie I saw at a cinema. And funnily enough, the cinema was the very last screening of a drive-in movie in Tasmania when I was a kid. So I was like maybe 5, maybe just turned 6 or something when this was on. Yep. So I have great memories of E.T. and watched it a million times since. And I mean, E.T. kind of speaks for itself if you've seen it. It's very, very good. My next one, I'm going to pick the best movie in the Indiana Jones franchise, and Kingdom of... No, I'm just joking. The Last Crusade. Last Crusade is, one of the greatest adventure movies ever made, and the whole Sean Connery of it, the father and son aspect of it, just elevates it so much. And I don't know, what else you want to add about The Last Crusade?
I'll give you a hot take. I do not like the Indiana Jones movies.
I thought we could be friends.
That's not.
That blows my mind.
I'm funny like that. I think a lot of people think I'm a hater, but I just have really particular tastes.
I don't know if I've met anyone who doesn't like Indiana Jones in some way. That blows my mind.
Nah, and then the one where he's in the fridge, it's just ridiculous as well. I mean, I think everyone agrees with that, though.
Well, everyone agrees with that,
yeah.
We didn't talk about that one.
Yeah. All right, it's back to me.
Yeah.
A lot of these are on the same sort of level for me. So I think I'll pick the one that I'm more likely to rewatch the most, just to sort of figure out which one to pick, and that'll be War of the Worlds. I really love this movie. I think I've seen it twice now. I can't remember it that well because my memory's terrible, but it's probably one of the better remakes of all time. Which isn't a hard thing to do, really. There's not that many that are great. But yeah, I just really loved it. It's super fun. It's non-stop. I don't know if it's fun, but thrilling. You know what I mean? I'll pick that with my third pick. Yeah,
good choice. I'm a big fan of this. Big fan.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Bud.
This is actually hard now.
Yeah,
a lot of the ones left are all on the same level. There's one I do want to pick, but I haven't seen it in like 20 years. You know what? I'm gonna go with a fun one. I'm gonna go Ready Player One. It's actually one of the very few books I read because I don't really read too much because I'm watching movies. And then the movie came out right after I finished the book, so I just had a ton of fun with it. I'm a massive gamer, so a lot of it just speaks to me, and I just got lost in that world, and it was just a really good fun time at cinema.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, it's one of his few that I think I'm pretty sure I've seen, but I just have zero memory of it. It's weird.
Yeah.
So,
Ready Player One was kind of not. People didn't seem to like it at the time when it came out, and it's kind of grown a bit of a fan base over the years. I'm a fan of it, and I was surprised when you said you'd read the book and you still like the film, because everyone I know who's read the book hate the film.
Yeah.
Hates it.
I didn't mind. I had a lot of fun. Book's probably better, but I didn't hate the movie.
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And I pre-ordered the second book and still never read it. So, all right, I'm gonna go with one I haven't seen. I don't have much to say about it, but I'm gonna go with Munich. Loved it when I saw it. Haven't seen it since almost since 2000s. Just a really great drama, from my memory, anyway.
Munich is amazing.
Yeah. I'm assuming it will still be just as good on a rewatch, but I haven't watched it in a long time. Yeah.
I watched it yesterday for the first time. It was really good. Like
it's great.
The thing that stood out to me probably the most was Eric Bana's performance. Like, I think he can be a little bit hit and miss. I hate to say it because I love him. But yeah, he's incredible in it. So yeah, I really liked it. Again, yeah, it was full on. So it's back to me, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, your turn. Yeah.
I'm going to take... I'm going to go with recency biased again and take... oh, wow, that's still there. Oh, no, yeah, I'm not going to do the recency bias. I just realised there's something still there. Close Encounters I'm going to take. I haven't seen it for a while. I've seen it a few times. I love Richard Dreyfuss. I've got 2 Richard Dreyfuss Spielberg movies on my list now. I could pick another one too. Yeah, it's a great movie. I don't know if it's sort of really held in high esteem by a lot of people, but it is. But and then it sort of has the opposite effect on a lot of people. But I always really enjoyed it when I watched it. I just don't have a lot to say about it because my memory's pretty hazy on it.
Close Encounters is awesome. It's a classic for a reason. That's that was one of the movies that made Spielberg.
Yeah, 100%.
So
two left, 2 in a row.
2 for me. Well, okay, I'm going to go Minority Report because Minority Report is awesome.
Yeah,
that was the one that I was going to go with my research.
I know. I think I telepathically made you not choose that. I was like, don't you dare. Because I was looking at my list here and going, I don't know what else. Okay, Minority Report is great, and I don't know, a bit prophetic, to be honest.
Do you know if there's any plans for a 4K like restoration or something?
It's actually it's on my list of what I want to come to 4K. I don't know who the company is who distributed it, but I reckon I'd be very surprised if it doesn't get a 4K. It'd be pretty weird if it didn't. Especially what year was it released? Because it might come out on its anniversary.
So
2002.
2002.
2002. So we might have to wait 25 years, 2027, possibly.
Yeah,
could be possible. It takes them a few years to work on them, so yeah, fingers crossed. Because
it didn't look great when I was watching it yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, it's got the cinematography in it is kind of it's very grey.
It's very and white. There's a lot of white lighting. Like the I looked it up. The DP has this sort of technique where he uses a lot of bright lights and stuff. But yeah, some of the action sequences as well could really use with a touch up, like just a little bit. Like It would look amazing on, if they did it. So
Yeah, it would. It would be a great upgrade to get, to be honest.
Yeah.
My second one, I'm kind of scratching here, but I'm going to go flip a coin, and I'm going to say The Fabelmans.
Yep.
His most recent. I wasn't as high on The Fabelmans as others. I mean, I have watched it twice now, and I liked it more on the second watch. But yeah, I just thought it was a bit self-indulgent first watch, and then the second watch I kind of understood, like, this is still a great movie about the character, even though the characters are his family. So, yeah. I'm not sure what you guys think about The Fabelmans, if you have seen it, or...
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it without loving it, but I've actually thought to myself, for the same reasons, I want to watch it again. Yeah, I feel like I might have a different take on it. It's one of those movies where some movies just stick with you a little bit, this doesn't really have a reason for it to stick with me, but it did, and I think about it occasionally. Like, it just makes me want to watch it again, see if I have a different take on it. You loved it, buddy.
I really liked it. It was going to be my next pick, actually. And it did make my top 5, top 10 of that year. But to be honest, I haven't really thought about it since I watched it. So I'm, even though I loved it the first time I watched it, can't really say if it will hold up on the rewatch. But
yeah,
I rank it high at the moment. Yeah,
I think it'll hold up. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it twice. It's, I mean, yeah, it's just about getting in the right mindset for that movie. I think, whatever that is.
My last pick, it's a real toss-up between two. And because I've watched them both recently and I love them both, I'm going to go with the Sugarland Express. With Goldie, his first feature film with Goldie Hawn. I watched it the other day. I bought it on 4K. It is amazing. I absolutely loved it. It's the whole movie's a car chase, basically. Like, and not everyone shit going crazy. There is some of that, but and it's a true story. It's based on a true story. It actually happened. There's this whole entourage of like 150 cops and journalists following them in this car. They had a cop hostage with them.
Wow.
So she broke her boyfriend out, who's played by, I forget his name. He's the reporter in Die Hard who Holly punches at the end.
Yep.
Atherton, William Atherton, is that his name?
Yep. That sounds about right.
Yeah, she breaks him out of jail and they go on this sort of car chase. And it's a slow car chase, but yeah, it's just super fun. It's like a comedy crime sort of thing. It's like his first feature film, listed as his first feature film anyway. And yeah, I just had so much fun with it. Like, it's probably not going to help me in the votes picking it. The other one I would have picked might not have helped me either anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, I just loved it. I just really want to pick it. I just want to give it a bit of a highlight, so maybe if people haven't seen it, they'll go and check it out, because it was super fun.
Yeah, I haven't got around to that one yet.
No, me either. I own it, but haven't gotten to see it yet.
Yeah, definitely check it out. Last one, bud.
I'm going to give a strategic pick, which might help with the vote, and pick Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
It's insane that we haven't chosen that.
I find them they're really entertaining, but I didn't actually grow up with them. Only watched them for the first time in the last 10-15 years, so I don't have that nostalgia for them, but I do thoroughly enjoy them. Usually wouldn't make my top 5. Fabelmans was going to be my pick, so I'm going to put that in there. Enjoy Raiders. It's probably one of my favorites with the one you picked, Last Crusade. So
yeah. I would have chosen Raiders, but I didn't want to have 2 Indiana Jones on my list. So, yeah.
All right, well, that's it. We'll do some honourable mentions, and then we'll go through. There's not a ton of honourable mentions, I wouldn't think, because we've gone through 15 of these movies already. We'll go in reverse order for the honourable mentions. So, Buddy, you can go first.
Not many left. Probably just go Adventures of Tintin. I really enjoyed that animated movie that he did with Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
Wait,
Did
my
you freeze?
recording
I think you
froze.
Yeah, he's frozen.
Yeah. All right, we're back.
He's back.
Yeah, Adventure Tintin, really cool animated movie. They never ended up making that second one that they promised they would. So I don't know. And I guess maybe we'll give Warhorse a shout out because no one really talks about that movie. But I had a good time watching it at cinema. Haven't seen it since it came out, but I really liked it at the time.
I've always wanted to
seen
watch
either
it.
of those.
I haven't got around to it.
Yeah, I've not seen either of those.
Honorable mentions for me, I had Always, which is the other Richard Dreyfuss movie I was talking about. I saw that in the early 90s, but I couldn't pick it because I just don't remember it that well. Jewel, I watched for the first time the other day. It's another movie where it's just
Jewel's good.
The whole
Jewel's
movie.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting a 4K of that in Australia, I think, next month. Or March.
Really?
Yeah, we're getting the 4K. Yeah.
I will probably pick that up, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, AI Hook. Amistad is really good. And the other one I was thinking about picking with my last pick was The Terminal. Yeah, which I had never seen before, and I watched it last night, and I really fucking loved it. Like,
it's kind of fun, right?
I've heard a lot of people talk shit about that movie, but I just thought it was nice. Like, it was just a nice, fun movie. Like, I really enjoyed it. So, yeah,
it's a cool little story.
Yeah. What about you, Adam?
Me, got to mention The Lost World, Jurassic Park. Because I mean, I wasn't a big fan of that because I'd read the book. I'm a massive Michael Crichton fan, so I'd read the book before the movie came out and kind of learnt not to make that same mistake because the movie is nothing like the book. So that kind of ruined my expectations. I was also going to mention AI. AI is really underrated. AI is a fantastic film, and I need to pump it higher in my ranking list here. Did talk about The Post with Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks, like honestly two of the greatest actors of all time in a Spielberg movie. I mean, you've probably, even though it's about a newspaper, you probably should watch it if you're a Spielberg fan and a fan of those. I mean, that combination is insane. The movie's spectacular for no good reason. You did mention Hook. I need to rewatch Hook, and we've got to mention Temple of Doom too, right? I mean, Temple of Doom is a childhood favourite. I think that was the first Indian film I'd watched. It hit me at the right age. It was made for me. I fell in love with. I wanted to be Short Round, as everyone probably wanted to be Short Round who saw that at my age when I saw it. And and I'll probably leave it at that. I think we've mentioned everything else. Bridge of Spies also. Bridge of Spies is way better than it should be. Yeah,
I forgot to put that on my list. I watched that again yesterday as well. That was really good. It's good without being amazing.
Yeah. It's an interesting film. It's not peak Spielberg by any means, but it's still a really good watch.
It's very dialogue sort of driven, heavy. One I wanted to ask you guys about that I haven't seen that I've always wanted to watch but never got around to was Empire of the Sun. Have you guys seen that?
I have not.
No.
I have not.
No.
Yeah, it's funny. We're doing a Spielberg, and all three of us haven't seen one of his classics.
Isn't that a Christian Bale movie?
Yeah,
it is.
Maybe
Bale,
12 or 13 years old or something.
Yeah.
So,
but it is on my list. I've been going to buy it off Amazon a few times, and the price has never come down. So I'm like, I'm waiting.
Yeah. All right. Those are our lists. We have a rule on this show where we have to vote for one of the other panel members. So, Adam, you were first to pick, so you'll be first to vote on who you think's the better list out of mine and Buddy's.
Sorry, Buddy. Because Wayne has War of the Worlds, Private Ryan, Close Encounters, and Jaws. That's hard to pass up.
Yeah.
Even though you've got Jurassic Park, I think Wayne's winning.
Yeah.
After me, of course, he's winning.
And that's actually your two lists are pretty close for me because I don't like Indiana Jones, and you both got one. The only thing, the one standout for me is Ready Player One because I just don't remember it, so I have to go with Adam's list.
Hey.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that's the only sort of real defining factor for me. So what about you, Bud?
So both of you, Adam has one blind spot for me. Wayno has two. I think the four on Adam's list I hold in more high regard than the ones on Wayno's. Even though you've got Jaws, which is probably his most famous movie, I'm gonna have to go with Adam's list.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Adam already has an early lead in the voting. We will post the voting on our Instagram account, maybe like 2 days after this comes out, 2 or 3 days after this comes out.
Yeah.
So go and give us a follow there, even if you're watching this after then, because you'll be able to see our future episodes and the voting on there for our future episodes as well. Really great show talking about Steven Spielberg. I really enjoyed it. Thanks so much, Adam, for coming on. First time guest.
Thanks for having me. Been a treat. Thank you.
Yes, you will be on again next week as well. We're recording a few in a row. We won't try and hide that from people. I'll be wearing the same friggin'
I'm wearing the same t-shirt.
t-shirt for the next 3 podcasts. So thanks again for joining us, Adam. Go and check him out, Curbside Collections. Really great podcast for physical media collectors and just people who like movies in general.
Thanks, man.
And on Instagram and then everywhere where you get your podcasts. So definitely go and check him out. We'll see everybody next week. Bye.
Yeah.